The year is 2025. Donald J. Trump, after a 4-year hiatus, has returned to the Oval Office. His victory sent shockwaves through the global system. World leaders, many of whom had breathed a sigh of relief at his departure in 2021, were now forced to grapple with the reality of a Trumpian resurgence. The anticipation, and for many, the dread, was palpable. Trump, never one for subtlety, promised a radical reshaping of America's domestic and foreign policy. America First was no longer just a slogan, but a governing philosophy, one that would have profound consequences for the global economy. The world Trump returned to was different from the one he had left. The COVID-19 pandemic had accelerated trends already in motion: deglobalization, supply chain disruptions, and a growing distrust of institutions. The rules-based international order, already under strain, seemed increasingly fragile. Into this volatile mix stepped Trump, eager to assert American dominance and rewrite the rules of the game in his favor. His return was not a restoration but a revolution, one that promised to upend the existing order and usher in a new era of uncertainty. Trump's second act, however, was not a complete surprise. His brand of economic nationalism, his disdain for multilateralism, and his transactional approach to diplomacy had been on full display during his first term. What was different this time was the context. The world was a more dangerous and unpredictable place. The global economy was on shakier ground. And Trump, emboldened by his return to power, seemed even more determined to pursue his agenda, consequences be damned. The question on everyone's mind was whether this time would be different. Would Trump, older and presumably wiser, moderate his approach? Or would he double down on his disruptive policies, pushing the world closer to the brink? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain. Trump's return marked a turning point in history, one that would have far-reaching implications for America and the world. Central to Trump's economic revolution was the resurrection of protectionism. Tariffs, once considered relics of a bygone era, were dusted off and deployed with gusto. Trump viewed them as a way to protect American jobs, punish perceived economic rivals, and reduce the trade deficit. He slapped tariffs on goods from China, Mexico, the European Union, and even long-standing allies like Canada. The impact was immediate and far-reaching. The global trading system, already under strain, was thrown into disarray. Supply chains were disrupted, prices for consumers rose, businesses, both large and small, faced uncertainty and higher costs. The International Monetary Fund warned of a global economic slowdown, citing Trump's trade wars as a major contributing factor. The World Trade Organization, already weakened by Trump's previous attacks, was further marginalized as the United States flouted its rules and blocked appointments to its appellate body. Despite the global outcry, Trump remained defiant. He argued that the tariffs were necessary to protect American workers and industries from unfair competition. He pointed to the rising trade deficit as evidence that the United States was being taken advantage of by its trading partners, and he claimed that the tariffs were bringing jobs back to America. The reality, however, was more complex. While some companies did relocate production back to the United States, others simply absorbed the higher costs or passed them on to consumers. The tariffs also led to retaliatory measures from other countries, hurting American exporters. The agricultural sector in particular was hit hard by Chinese tariffs on soybeans and other agricultural products. Farmers, once a reliable constituency for Trump, found themselves caught in the crossfire of his trade war. Section 3. Oil and Influence. Energy as a Geopolitical Weapon. As the economic landscape shifts, we find ourselves asking, are we witnessing the dawn of a new world order? The changes are profound, affecting every corner of the globe. Traditional power structures are being challenged, and new alliances are forming. It's a time of uncertainty but also of great potential. What will the future hold? Only time will tell. The world watches closely as Trump's economic policies unfold. Some nations see opportunities while others express concern. Allies and adversaries alike are recalibrating their strategies. The global market reacts with volatility, reflecting the uncertainty of this new era. How will these reactions shape the future? The answers are still emerging. In conclusion, the economic revolution brought about by Trump's policies marks a significant turning point. The effects are far-reaching, and the full impact is yet to be realized. As we navigate this new terrain, one thing is clear: the world will never be the same. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the changing economic landscape.